So today is the day, it's anniversary day. I've been on this plot now for 1 year, and also coincidentally I hit 2k subscribers as well. So to celebrate both of those, I am going to be doing an amazing giveaway through the show today, so stay tuned. It's mad to think that it's like a year, you know, I had this plot and then it won't be long before those bobble hats will be back out again. And if you remember me traipsing down the path in my wellies and my bobble hats in the rain, trying to put a fence up and trying to put the beds in and fill them and lugging all the bark up, you know, and it's been a journey for me, and I'm sure it was a journey for you as well, you know, watching all those videos through the winter. So yeah, it's just nice that I've been looking back at videos and remembering those times where I built things and I spent time in the sheds because it was too wet. And here we are now in the summer, you know, enjoying this lovely weather, and it was worth it. It was 100% worth doing all that hard work in the winter and the autumn for now. So if you remember, I planted some gladioli on the ends of the beds here, and these ones are starting to flower now, and these ones are beautiful. So it just uses that space up in between, you know, the apex of the runner beans, and the runner beans are starting to fill up and flower up now. Now we've got rid of all that heat. You know, that bit of rain we've had the last week has really done this great, and it's just mad to think that these will soon be future food. And I have to say, the Blauhilde beans have been a fantastic crop of this year. You know, I put a few plants in and they have fed me for weeks, and everyone else on the allotment as well. So I'm really pleased now with doing these again. So a year ago today, I came over here with 1 packet of crisps and a bottle of cider, and I stood in the middle of the plot, and I remember drinking that thinking this is going to be one hell of a year of hard work, and boy was it worth it. But I've come over again today and I brought the same cider over, and I'm just going to, you know, congratulate myself, the viewers, everyone else, and to the plot, and thank the plot for all the harvest that it's given me already. So it's just, I just cannot believe we're 1 year in already, and here's the next year. And I think it'd be nice, you know, to look back at some of the memories of my videos, and I was quite shocked at looking at all the things that have changed. And like when I built the big archway, you know, out of the fallen tree, and the chicken coop and all the raised beds, you know, everything had a story and a meaning, and you know, it was just nice to do, and so much more planned. You know, the sheds go in, there's some more builds that's planned, and I can't tell you about those yet because that would be spoiling it, but there is loads more to come. So I've had a good cropping of tomatoes already from the greenhouse, and I noticed on Steve Digwell's channel when he did that tomato tasting that the brads were ready, and he gave them a little bit of a squeeze. Mine are still a bit too firm, I think. Yeah, but hopefully soon I'll have some Brad's Atomics, and they're looking amazing, I must admit, and we've got some more growing again here. I still don't know what this plant is here, so if you do know, let me know. I swear that it was a melon plant, and I don't know, and my melon, my melon plant, my dreaded melon plant, look at it. So, Jane, I'm sorry I can't help you this year with a watermelon. But I will say that this growing system has given me plenty of flowers, and hopefully some aubergines, or in the Americans say eggplant. These are now starting to ripen, which are beautiful, one of my favourites, absolute favourite, and we've got plenty more coming. And look at these, I've had to put this up. God, it's huge. These are holding the weight of these bad boys now. I can't wait for those. So I tasted the kale again, and I think it was the way I prepared it. You know, I steamed it with some salt, and I think that might have been the error. I boiled some the other day and it was delicious. It was nice on my plate, so they're gonna stay. So the lettuces are going crazy. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it is, but for some reason, overgrown bit. The lettuces just don't seem to get any slug attack. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's the ripple on here that they can't climb up. The ripple on here that they can't climb up, and they're falling back down. For some reason, this was a bit of a chicken peck. This was a bit of a chicken peck. These lettuces, look. But these lettuces, not one bit of slug attack on them. And the same applies here. You know, I've got the same raised beds, and the lettuces, the slugs just don't seem to be able to climb up them, and I don't know why. Or they've just not found these beds yet. But for some reason, lettuces this year, success. Now come and have a look inside here. The wonders that await. I am so pleased with this year. Oh, the Latar tomato. The heat coming out of here is 35.1 degrees Celsius in here, and let me show you. So the dwarf Eureka plants are now spurting out all these purple, you know, these purple beautiful chilies, and then the cayenne's now catching up. It's a bit spindly, but we're getting quite a few on there. And look, the Latars. And I noticed that Malcolm Kingswell said that he had a bit of a stripe on his as well. And mine has too. Mine's got a bit of a stripe. And the house tomatoes, God, look at them, teeming with tomatoes all over. There is so many cherry tomatoes on these plants. I'm so happy with them. I just want them to ripen now. And look at the size of those. Look at those peppers. They are ginormous. And the same applies here. I am going to have a huge harvest of peppers this year. So in what I've called, God, this is a mixture of nonsense inside here, I tell you now. There is kale, there is sunflowers, there is pumpkins, there is asparagus. Honestly, there's even some butternut squashes climbing at the back. But I'm really happy that this pumpkin is starting. So these are called emerald ice kale, and these will be planted out in the next month when they get a bit more bigger, and they'll be perfect, and they're absolutely stunning and sweet in the winter. So I'm really looking forward to trying these again this year. So if you haven't already, now is the time to take off your poppy heads and dry them out, and they're full of seeds ready for next year. The corn is now, God, 6 foot at least, and we've now got all these tassels of pollen, but there doesn't seem to be any corn. So I'm not sure what's happened. Like, are these duds? Like, there doesn't seem to be any corn to pollinate. So I'm a little bit worried about that. Maybe I'm impatient, or do you think that these are just not going to come to anything? So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit disappointed that there's no corn, you know, showing. But they're nice to look at though. I think today's the day I'm going to take out this early purple sprouting broccoli. It's had its day now. I've had my fill from it, and yeah, it's time to take this out, prepare the bed ready for the next thing to go in for winter. Right, I hope you appreciate this bloody part of the video. I've had to do this 3 times, to the point where this is a completely different day, and I've had to wait 2 days because of the bloody rain, because it wouldn't look right in the video, so I've had to wait for it to be sunny, and to the point where I've had to re-wash this outfit just to get it right. Right, so in a nutshell, Gardening Naturally and First Tunnels have both graciously sent me some amazing gifts, and there's no catch. All you need to do is just like, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment underneath saying happy anniversary. And you will be given some nematodes of Gardening Naturally, and 4 hoops and a net off First Tunnels. So that should set you up ready for autumn, for those slug attacks and the pests coming in, everything else that will fly in, pigeons, and attack your brassicas and all your winter crops. So if you want to enter, like I just said, click like, subscribe and comment happy anniversary, and you'll be entered at the competition. And then Leo, my nephew, who we've seen on the previous video, will randomly pick someone, and I'll be sending it out to you within the next week or so. Right, let's get on. I need a cup of coffee after all that. I think one of the next jobs is to empty the shed, take it down and relocate it on my friend's plot, and then that'll give me a lot more space down here then to plan for next year. There's so much planned for this little area down here, and yeah, it's going to be an annoying job though, and it's sad because I've enjoyed having this shed. And if you've got a shed, you know it's your little man den, isn't it? It's your little she shed. you know, and you hide away in the winter from the rain and the winds. And yeah, so, but I just don't need two. I've got one down the bottom here and one here, and there's pointless me having two, so someone else can benefit from it. And I know what some of you will be saying, oh, another YouTuber plugging in another company, but it's completely not for that reason. It's just my way of saying thank you guys to you. I contacted them, they graciously sent to me straight away, and it's just my way of saying thanks to you all for everything that you've done and for all the encouragement that I've had for my channel. Now, if you follow me on social media or even on YouTube, you'll know that Steve Digwell on his channel, he gives me some dig and some stick for plenty of things. But if you've seen his last tomato tasting video, he had this tiny dinky little Heinz 1350 tomato, and he said it tasted amazing. I sent him the seeds months ago, but let me show you this little thing, Steve. Look at that. I think it's about 10 times bigger than yours. So maybe I'm a bit better than you think. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today of showing you where I started, you know, where I've ended up and where I'm going. And you know, I'd like to, again, to thank you all for subscribing, liking, commenting and showing me all the love that you have over this year. And here's to next year. So take care, guys, and I shall see you all again soon.